Steeped in cultural symbolism, with roots dating back over 1,500 years, sumo wrestling has long been the national sport of Japan. Now, what is old becomes new again, as this ancient sport finds its way to America. From Hollywood Park Casino in Inglewood, California, it's the North American Sumo Wrestling Championship. Brought to you by Tiger Beer. Be an animal. Order a tiger. Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Revis. Today, joined by former sumo champion and the president of the Hawaii Sumo Federation, John Jacks. John, today, athletes from the U.S., Canada, Jamaica, Haiti, and Puerto Rico will compete in 3 weight divisions and then an open competition.
That's right. We've got our lightweight class, middleweight class, heavyweight class, and then our open division. And Manny Yarbrough right here is the world champion in the heavyweight division.
6'8", 700 pounds of Manny Yarbrough out of New Jersey. But we begin not with the heavyweights, but with the lightweights, and that is under 85 kilograms, which is really under 187 pounds.
That's correct, and you've got 4 of the toughest lightweights in all of North America in this championship.
Torres, Ruggiero, Tupou, and Neer. 3 Americans and Neer the Canadian. But we begin with Torres on the right and Ruggiero.
Torres and Ruggiero, now the object is going to be to either knock their opponent down or push them out of the ring. Torres is a good football player, Ruggiero a good judo player, so you can see power against technique.
The ring, or what's called the doyo in Japanese, is 15 feet in diameter. And any part of the body besides the sole of the feet that hits down first, the man is out, or outside that ring, and he's out. The mawashi, that is the belt, the sumo belt that they're using, and Ruggiero now has a judo move that he's using and a hip throw. Surprised by that, John?
No, Ruggiero is a national champion in judo, and we knew he was going to use his judo techniques in sumo. That's called kotenage, or armed head throw.
And now there's Buddy Tupou. Young man, also a former student of yours and of Torres.
That's correct. He's an all-state wrestler and football player. And his opponent, Jason Neer from Canada, has been the lightweight and middleweight judo and sumo champion of Canada.
A lot of the ritual that we find in professional sumo is not in the amateur game, but some of it is as well. We'll explain a little bit later on. Good charge by Buddy Tupou, and he's got Neer on the ropes.
Tupou fights back, gets another grip. Like, wow, fantastic throw.
And now the question is, which man touched out first? And this is where the judges come into play. There are 1 referee and 2 judges to help him make these decisions. And you can see that there is a certain amount of, well, there's one of the referees coming to one of the judges, and they're questioning who got out first.
Correct. That technique is called uchari. As Neer was driven to the edge at the last-minute throw, he tried to toss Tupou. Whoever hits the ground first is the loser. As we watch here, it looks like exactly simultaneous timing, so we'll see what the judges decide.
In sumo, if the judges can't come to a consensus, they make the athletes go right back at it.
That's called tori naoshi, and they just refight immediately.
And there's so much energy used in each one of these bouts. Fatigue does play a role as these bouts continue on through the day. So fitness is a big part of this.
These wrestlers train for 1 explosion, for that 1 second of explosion across the ring, and rematch often throws the wrestlers out of sync.
Neer charges early. Tupou counters. Now, Neer has the mawashi, and it looks like Tupou is trying to get a handle on his as well. Elbows in is more important than elbows out, John?
Yeah, absolutely. Tupou's got the better grip with his arms, but Neer's got the sumo belt, and there it is. A nice underarm throw, a dashinage throw. Tupou's hand hit the ground first, so Neer's the winner.
And that's a classic example of how sumo is about technique, not just bull rushing your opponent.
Absolutely. Sumo is the basic martial art. After that came judo and kendo and all the others, and a lot of the moves that you see in the other sports came from sumo originally.
Now we go to the 3rd place lightweight matchup. Buddy Tupou on the left and Reggie Torres on the right.
This is going to be interesting. Torres is Tupou's former high school wrestling and judo coach, so it's student Tupou versus coach Torres.
And the athletes bow to one another, then crouch down. They touch one hand. The minute they touch the second, the match begins.
Torres stays low, gets a grip on Tupou's belt. Tupou fights back. Torres makes the throw at the edge.
And down goes Torres. The question is, did he touch down first, or did Tupou touch down on the outside of the ring? The referees have pointed to Torres as the champion. Now they seem like they've...
The referee made a missed call in calling Torres the winner, and then the judges overruled him and called Tupou the winner.
And Buddy Tupou takes the 3rd place in the lightweight division, and with a bit of a smile on his face, he questions the result. Let's take a second look.
As Torres spins, Tupou's hand touches the mat just a split second before Torres touches the ground. There's a tough call in sumo. If you put your hand out to protect your opponent, sometimes it's called that you haven't lost the match, so that's probably what the referees decided there.
The lightweight championship when we return.
$100 billion, or the X Games will be destroyed.
Wake up, Lugenstein.
Sorry, baby. Daddy's got to go to work. The name's Stein. Lugenstein.
This summer, Daryl Thompson goes ballistic.
You're too late, Luge boy. The X Games are doomed.
What a way to go.
The X Games, an ESPN Chevy S10 production.
God save us.
Meet Duke, cop. He loves his job. And the third door in his Chevy S10. It's one of a kind. Just like Duke. Chevy S10, like a rock.
In the global economy, companies can't afford to shut down. So America's largest generator of electricity never rests. Southern Company uses its resources to track the availability of oil, gas, and electricity 24 hours a day. We keep businesses up and running while saving them millions. So at the end of the day, businesses everywhere know we're at work, keeping the power on. We are Southern Company, energy to serve your world.
Come on, let's go.
Welcome back to Inglewood, California for the North American Sumo Wrestling Championships, where we are about ready to move to the lightweight final competition. We're here with Tom Bowling, who's the general manager of the Hollywood Park Casino. And Tom, we thank you for your hospitality for the North American Sumo Championship. How does this sumo competition fit in with the marketing plan for the casino?
Hollywood Park has always stood for excitement and action. We have had an extremely diverse cultural group of events. All of them are World Championship or North American Championship caliber, and we've really produced a lot of excitement here at Hollywood Park with our special events.
Well, we thank you for taking the time and the energy and putting on this spectacular new event for North America. And now it is Andy Ruggiero from the United States going up against Jason Neer from Canada in the lightweight finals. John, what do we look for here?
This is going to be an exciting match. Both guys have a great judo background, so you can see a lot of technique, a lot of leg locks and throws. They hit and charge. Neer driving to the edge. Ruggiero fighting back.
Both men have a hold of the sumo belt. Ruggiero trying to throw Neer, and does successfully, as Neer attempted the same desperate throw that got him to the finals, and this time it didn't work against Ruggiero.
That's right. Neer tried his uchari throw to toss him over the side. Ruggiero stayed low with his legs wide, kept his balance, stayed in balance.
Andy, congratulations on your victory. It seemed like everyone was using their judo background more than the big fellows who seem to use more straight sumo pushing.
Well, I owe all my sumo to my judo. Judo is my sport, really. I just started sumo, so.
What's your impressions of it, and how difficult is it compared to what you normally do in judo?
It's very intense and short, so it's a lot it's quick. Anything could happen.
Next up, the middleweight finals, weight limit 253 pounds, featuring a father-son matchup, the Heffernans of Hawaii, Roger and his son Kenna. Roger still speaks movingly about Kenna's dedication in high school.
And we had to get him up every morning, approximately 4:30, to catch a 5 o'clock bus, get him in town, and he had football. I mean, he had a regular school, he had football. The last bus he caught was probably maybe 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Got home 10:30 at night, and all the time he was waiting for the bus, he would read on the bus. Everybody would tell me, I see your boy, he's always reading. I said, he's doing his homework. And just, you know, those things are really, like, I really, but he worked hard.
This is a great family of athletes. Kenna was a state champion in wrestling, track, and football. So was his dad, Roger. They've met many times before, but they really don't like fighting each other.
Kenna used that dedication that he showed in high school to get into Yale University, where he was an All-American fullback in the Ivy League. So that pride that you found in Roger's voice and face really came to fruition throughout the life of Kenna so far, the oldest of 6 children.
Now, each wrestler will put one hand to the ground, and as the other hand comes down, the match will begin. Roger, the dad's known for a fast fire out. Kenna's known more for grappling. But Kenna's got the lower grip, hand on the mawashi with his head right on Roger's chest.
Look how well-centered Kenna is. And now he just picks his father up and carries him from the ring.
I don't like wrestling my father because, I don't know, it just feels like I'm wrestling myself there. And I respect him totally, and I hate to, go against him, compete against somebody I love. It's good competition, and it's always been strong in our family.
And now we look at our middleweight standings heading into the championship round, and we had a three-way tie for third place, and even after a round-robin playoff, the three men were still tied, and so we're all given third-place medals.
So now we come up to our championship match. Kenneth Heffernan from Hawaii, Bill Thompson from Canada, both undefeated in the preliminary rounds.
210 pounds is Thompson out of Canada. Heffernan, 225 pounds. Two great athletes, judo and really a sumo man.
Right. Ken has been 15 years in sumo. Thompson is the Canadian national judo champion. So again, this should be a great match of power and stamina from sumo versus technique from judo. Thompson's been to the World Championship twice in the middleweight division for Canada, so Heffernan's never been there to the World Championship, so this is his biggest tournament yet. Should be exciting. They squat down, touch the hand.
And off we go. Heffernan, a big push out, but Thompson countered that beautifully on the side, and now the referee seems to be pointing to Bill Thompson from Canada as the champion, and indeed, we'll have to take a second look at it, but it's been decided. Bill Thompson wins the middleweight title.
Sumo is often decided by a split-second decision, but notice Heffernan's decorum as he walks out of the ring. Win or lose, good sportsmanship.
And now we see that there's the hand down on Heffernan's side, and it seems to be the first thing touching. But at this angle, we can see the right toe of Bill Thompson. There it is, right outside the ring. So, again, it's very quick and very sudden. As 700-pound Manny Yarborough, the 1995 World Sumo Champion, prepares for the heavyweight clashes, which we'll have when we return.
Every American Standard air conditioner must endure literally hundreds of inspections before being permitted to leave the factory. And if any little thing is less than perfect, well, we have ways of dealing with troublemakers. Built to a higher standard, American Standard air conditioning.
How race car driver Bill Elliott eats a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Awesome.
Clear! There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
When sports cream, when legs are sore, when backs ache, when muscles hurt. Wise Sports Cream, rubbing it in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell. Wise Sports Cream, because it works.
Welcome back to the North American Sumo Wrestling Championship from Inglewood, California. We move to the heavyweight division where the 1995 world champion Manny Yarborough, 6'8", 700 pounds, begins his individual competition after yesterday's team matchup won by the U.S. over Canada. But today is a new day, and there are no guarantees in sumo.
As the tournament's gone on, guys have gotten more and more aggressive and gotten better worldwide. So, the sport promotes a fighting spirit. I mean, that's the bottom line that you have to have going into the ring. If you have the spirit and the determination, you got half the battle won.
In this quarterfinal matchup, Yarborough's competition, 33-year-old Sione Pulotu, who is 6 foot, 470 pounds.
Five-time national team member for the United States. I'm a little bit concerned about Yarborough's shoulder. He injured it yesterday in the team competition. We'll see how he does today.
Pulotu, a former offensive lineman for BYU, he gets underneath Yarborough, just easily drives him from the ring. There are 70 different winning techniques in sumo, but John, that's the most often seen.
That's called oshidashi, just a straight frontal force out. Pulotu got a great drive, got the jump on Yarborough, took him out. It was really obvious that Manny wasn't 100% today.
That first bout even wasn't that competitive against Sione. How do you feel?
Somewhat disappointed. You know, I didn't think I could go, and then I felt like I got to give it a shot. And I went in there one arm, and I just wasn't at my best physically, mentally, or whatever. So Sione just blew me out, and got a bad feeling from it.
Yesterday in the team finals, the former world runner-up, Andrew Borodo of Canada on the right, took on Yarborough, the ex-world champion.
Yeah, Borodo is a Canadian national freestyle wrestling champion and been in sumo over a number of years. A real tough competitor, but Yarborough, with his power there, just shoved him out at the edge of the ring.
Borodo, 280 pounds, looked like a little kid. And now, Joel Brutus, Fatai Sua, Pulotu, and Borodo, the semifinalists in the heavyweight competition. And here's Brutus, the smallest man at 240 pounds, taking on Fatai Sua, who has spent 5 years as a younger man in Japan in college taking on sumo. He's maybe the best technician out there today.
But this is still going to be a tough match for Sua because Brutus is the Haitian judo champion heavyweight, and he's going to use a lot of throws, so it's up to Sua to use his power and drive to get an advantage on Brutus.
Now, the Sumo Federation is trying to gain entry into the 2008 Olympics, and that requires that there be weight divisions. In traditional sumo, there are no categories.
Sua spent 5 years in collegiate sumo in Japan, so he's the favorite here. Brutus waits, Sua on the attack. Brutus trying to use his judo throw, Sua fighting back.
Tremendous left arm by Sua, spins Brutus out of the ring, but there's almost a penalty paid by Sua physically.
Yeah, he really struggled to keep his both feet inside the ring so he wouldn't step out and lose first. I think he's all right, though.
He had to sacrifice himself for the victory.
That's very typical of sumo, is that it's an all-or-nothing kind of sport. Again, a split-second action.
So Sua takes the first semifinal in the heavyweight division. The next features Pulotu against the Canadian Andrew Borodo, whose background is freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling.
At first, I thought it was going to be much easier. It's a much shorter match. But then when I actually began doing sumo, I realized there's a lot of technique involved. I guess it's kind of like the first time somebody hears boxing, they figure, oh, okay, all it is punching. You don't realize there's speed, agility, technique involved. And that's what I found when I started doing sumo.
This is going to be a great matchup between Pulotu with his power and Borodo with his technique.
5'10", 280 pounds is Borodo in this weight division. That equates to small and agile. While Pulotu's football background is his asset, he's going to try to make Borodo his blocking sled.
Yeah, as they get set up, and he's going to try and move around the ring, get Sione off balance. The hands touch, they hit. Borodo with a good move. Wow, big headbutt right there.
And you can see how fast Borodo is on his feet, and he's just trying to get the other man off balance, but Pulotu keeping very well focused and centered here near the edge. Whoa. Tremendous pancake to end it as Pulotu just drives Borodo into the canvas. Great matchup for both men.
Fantastic match on Pulotu's part because normally he tends to topple when the guys move quickly. This time he's able to plant his foot at the edge of the ring and keep his foot in bounds. Watch his right leg there. That's the difference right there. That foot staying in bounds is what won him the match.
The heavyweight final on our return.
I got set up! What if the devil gave a concert and someone made up bootlegs?
I need my board.
The music from the X Games. A dozen dirty tracks featuring the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Fat Boy Slim, 311, Descendants, Days of the New. Get the clown. Plus, Pennywise, Fu Manchu, Pantera, and more. Get the music from the X Games. On sale now for $11.99 at all Blockbuster music locations.
Welcome to Taco Bell. Can I take your order?
Let's see. 1,000 burrito supremes, 700 Mexican pizzas, and one of those new gorditas. Hey, Godzilla, want something to drink?
Godzilla's at Taco Bell on 4 collector cups. And now you can put them in a cool Godzilla cup holder. Get them while supplies last.
Welcome back to the Open Division semifinals of the North American Sumo Wrestling Championship. In our first semifinal competition, two Canadians, the middleweight champion Bill Thompson at 210 pounds against the heavyweight bronze medalist Andrew Borodo at 280 pounds. John, who do you think's the favorite?
Well, I definitely think Andy Borodo is the favorite. He's got the power and he's got the experience, but we'll see if Thompson's speed can match it.
So it's Thompson on the left. Hands are down. Boom, off we go. Both men a little conservative. Actually, Thompson takes him near the edge, but now they stopped it. Did Borodo step out? What happened, John?
It looked like Borodo's foot went right over the edge. It's slippery mat. I think he just accidentally stepped out of bounds.
It looked like he was taking the charge of Thompson in order to use him as a throw, and then he stepped out before that eventuality happened. Let's take another look.
Exactly. Look at Andy's left foot there. It's over the edge of the ring before he makes his throw.
That's just... well, that's sumo. It's not good fortune. It's not bad fortune. It's sumo. And now our second semifinal. Tony Anya-Ocha from Jamaica and Shione Pelotu from United States. And look at that, 185 pounds against 470. This will be interesting.
Well, this is part of the excitement of the open weight division is, as we said, anybody challenges anybody.
Now, I also noticed that Anya-Ocha is wearing underwear, in essence. This is not traditional sumo.
No, in the World Federation, they decided that undergarments may be worn. Otherwise, a lot of countries would not allow their men to participate. So to make this an Olympic sport, that's one of the concessions we've made.
Again, this is speed versus power, and Anya-Ocha, sometimes do you want to be the aggressor when you're the smaller man to take the fight, the initial plunge away from the big man?
He wants to stay away from Pelotu as much as he can and try and get behind him or get to the side. Pelotu's trying to corner him like a bulldozer.
And he's got him in bad position now. Oh, my, Pelotu just absolutely dismisses Anya-Ocha, who's trying to get himself back from the fourth row.
Anya-Ocha did a good job of digging his heels in at the edge there, and Pelotu realized that he might make a mistake. Gave him one final gigantic shove to get him out.
Let's take another look at it. He gets him right to the edge. Again, very well centered is Pelotu, but my God, he has to extract himself and then shed his man. And look at how Sione just walks away dismissively. Hey, little guy, get ready, where are you going? Get out of here.
Well, Tony did a great job, and he almost pulled it off by digging his toes in at the edge.
Now we go to the final championship match, open division. Canadian Thompson, 210 pounds, 6'1", and the shorter but enormously larger Sione Pelotu, and you can see that Thompson's got another wry smile on his face.
Yeah, Thompson knows that Pelotu's got a lot of power and is going to fire out. So again, Thompson's going to be trying to move around and dance away and stay out of Pelotu's power and see if he can't get to the side or do some kind of throw or something. If they go head-to-head, Pelotu's going to take it.
Thompson 7-0 today, while Pelotu is 7-2. Thompson's had both skill and luck on his side, and we'll see if Pelotu can reverse that.
They get ready, they squat down. Pelotu's going to try and power him out with a straight bulldozer move.
But keeping his weight well
Thompson
centered
jumps
as well.
aside. Whoa, fantastic. Fantastic. As you said, Tony, he did not keep his weight centered.
And I almost saw that Pelotu's holding that right arm. Look at that, he get injured.
Yeah, he injured himself a little bit earlier in the tournament, and he wasn't fighting 100%, but you got to give it to Thompson. That's fantastic. Anytime 210 can take 470.
Let's take another look at it. Pelotu's been using a controlled centered power all day long, but Thompson olayed him.
Yeah, just like a bullfighter. He kind of stepped aside and let the bull charge the cape and just gave him a shove from behind. That's called a hataki komi, a frontal slap down. Thompson the winner. Fantastic match.
It was quite interesting. I was watching him fight, and then I picked up his style where he just runs right in. So I tried to use my advantage. Well, he's pushing. I just pulled him out and used his weight against him.
Well, how's it feel to be the North American champion on the way of the Worlds?
It feels pretty good. I've been to 2 world champions so far, and hopefully go back for the 3rd. It's a great experience.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Here's our final scoreboard in the open division. And notice the balance in the weight distribution and the nationalities. Now, hopefully by World Championship time in December, Manny Yarborough and Shione Pelotu will be back to full health. Well, the North American Sumo Championship really proved to be an upset today, especially with Bill Thompson from Canada winning the open division. But he really proved himself the competitor against Kenna Heffernan in the middleweight championship. 2 great athletes going against each other, and it really goes to show that in sumo, anything can happen.
Absolutely. I hope this proves to people all around the world that it's not the fattest, biggest bellied guy that wins the tournament. It's stamina, it's technique, it's guts, it's spirit, it's the whole ball of wax. And I think that the best match of the tournament was the middleweight championship match. Absolutely. They threw about 30 different moves in there in a compacted period of time. Fantastic sumo. It was
John,
wonderful.
Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure. It's wonderful to be with you folks. And here's to 98.
Absolutely. So from the Hollywood Park Casino, for John Jacks, Tony Revitz, see you next time. Bye-bye. The North American Sumo Wrestling Championship brought to you by Tiger Beer. Be an animal. Order a tiger.